It's fantastic not only to bring this to American audiences, but also to premiere the film in Bill Hicks's adopted hometown. You know, grew up in Houston, but made his home in Austin. What is it like for you to bring the film to Austin and have such an enthusiastic reaction?
What's funny is, so we've known for about 6 months that we're going to be showing here, and we've just been so excited about getting here this day. So we flew to San Antonio because the flight was cheaper, and just driving up in that traffic, we couldn't believe we're finally going to take it to Austin and bring Bill home to that home crowd. What I'm really looking forward to now, both of us are, is just chatting to people over the next few days and seeing what they thought of it, and because yeah, it's such a big, it's the ultimate test really, bringing Bill back here to people who knew him and watched him for real. You know.
Well, I was telling my camera guy Rick that I first saw Bill on the HBO One Night Stand that you had excerpted in there, and every single time I could get any recording, I would drag people in and say, "You need to hear this." Did you have the same reaction when you discovered Bill for the first time as well?
Yeah, that's how I found out. I was making comedy shows, and someone gave me this tape and said, "Have you heard of this guy?" "No." "Watch it." "Okay." And then yeah, your eyes are just opened, and he's saying things, and he's thinking in ways you've never seen anybody think. And he's making you think of things, and it's just the most incredible experience. What we're finding as well, so Bill's nephew Ryan's here, and he's a college kid, and he's just saying everyone now at that age knows about Bill Hicks. They know the Beatles, they know Bill Hicks, and and it's just incredible because that's his rightful place, and it should be someone. And it's just amazing when people are exposed at that younger age. Totally.
When you were putting the project together and you approached the Hicks family to talk to them about, you know, their memories of Bill growing up, how receptive were they to the project?
Well, Matt had been doing tribute nights in London for a couple of years before then, so they already knew that Matt's heart was completely in the right place and he was an authentic fan. And then it was a case of meeting them and just explaining what the story idea was, and we did a very comprehensive shooting script, which Mary looked over and she got a copy, and so they really checked on what we were doing and what the approach was, because obviously they get approached all the time with people wanting to do DVDs, and sometimes it's hard to tell what the intentions are, whether it's a quick buck, but you know, they could tell by the depth of our research that we knew the story, and then with the photographic approach we showed them some tests, and I think they got it pretty early on and trusted us with it.
The photographs, I really wanted to touch on that. It's an innovative way because there's hardly any home movie footage. Even when there was, it's incredibly grainy. It's Super 8 at best. When you had these photos and you have to blow them up to a big screen to a theatrical aspect ratio, were you worried that the transitions were going to be bad, or that it wasn't going to translate well for a film audience?
No, well, funnily enough, so a 35mm photo is the same as 35mm film. So our home photos are actually really high resolution. Digital cameras are only just catching up with that now. But so there were some grainy photos, but most photos are so high resolution that wasn't the problem. You're right, it's the archive footage that is grainier, but because he's such a powerful performer, you know, audiences don't seem to mind that, and because, you know, the power of his voice and the power of the sound around you is so strong, the grainy stuff does seem to survive. What we weren't sure of was would an audience sit through, you know, an hour and a half of this technique, and then what you have to do is it has to keep on evolving. So as the film goes on, the scenes get more and more complex, and because you have to keep the audience watching.
Well, you did an amazing job. As somebody who's been a Bill Hicks fan for decades, and I wasn't concerned because I knew that if you had the Hicks family's consent, that you had to be a really good handle on the project. Thank you so much for bringing this to Austin, and thank you very much for completing the project.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're glad you. I mean, we realised we had a huge responsibility with this, and yeah, fingers crossed we're doing the right job. Thank you.
Paul Thomas, one of the two directors from American, The Bill Hicks Story. Catch it. If you see it anywhere around you, watch this movie. It's an important document, not just for the comedy process, but also from a true American performer. Paul, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thanks very much.